One moment, please. Hi, my name is Lisa Lynn, and I'm the secretary at NCSA, and I'm another Bajan.
I'm Aldra Ashton, clerical officer.
I'm Agnetha Woods Chase, clerk typist.
I am Troy Wickham, deputy manager.
I'm Laura Foster, research and information officer.
I'm Cindy Bennett, receptionist.
I'm James Avil, driver messenger.
I'm Curtis Sellers, accountant.
I'm Natalia Carmi Eiffel, senior counselor.
I'm Timothy Eiffel, information technology officer.
I'm Stephen Bishop, assistant accountant.
Hi, I'm Paula Van Atkinson, substance abuse prevention officer with the National Council on Substance Abuse.
I'm Cheryl Osborne, office attendant.
I'm Betty Hunt, manager at the National Council on Substance Abuse, and I'm another Bajan.
And I'm another Bajan.
I'm another Bajan.
I am another Bajan.
And I'm another Bajan.
And I'm another Bajan.
And I'm another Bajan.
I'm another Bajan.
And I'm another Bajan.
Hi, I'm Vickie Leo. I'm another Bajan. In the beginning, my childhood was normal. Going to school, coming home, running around. I was basically a tomboy. Yeah, like a lot of running around. I was good in sports at school. I loved running. And school was good, but it was a little difficult for me because during my childhood growing up, I don't think my mom knew she was alcoholic. So she used to drink a lot and we had a lot of problems with that. And going to school, having the issue as a mother as an alcoholic, teachers started to notice a lot of different behaviors from me. But I wasn't much of a talk person that speak. So they would ask me, well, something going wrong, and I wouldn't be like, no, I wouldn't say. But usually they would notice. And this continued until, even when I got into secondary school. Because my fun, it's not that it wasn't fun, because growing up I ran around, then I still had a little teenage, I had a little after school job. I used to work at a little supermarket. I would come home, go and do my job. Sometimes on weekends I would do the job too and help out my mother with what I get paid, because I never spend any of that money anyhow. But she got all, that was okay. But going back at I noticed that a lot of things was right until I went to adult to notice that. When I left and I was going to school, I still run well at St. Mary's Junior School. I graduated to St. James Secondary. But then I went to St. James, was doing well at St. James in the beginning, but then those issues started to return and got more out of hand. Because the teachers would now request that I go to a guidance counselor. But that still wasn't doing anything, because I would just sit there, he would ask me questions which I wouldn't answer. And he would tell me, what's going on with you? Is it a boyfriend problem? Well, I didn't have a boyfriend. But what was going on in the house, I would never say. You understand? Because during that time, I was having sexual abuse problems and didn't say anything. My mother didn't notice because she was drinking and stuff like that. So she wouldn't notice anything that really going on. So these are things I kept to myself all of those years, what was going on. But in between, people noticed, mostly teachers, because it was changing my behavior. To quiet to, then from going to be quiet to just be up and noisy and angry, and so they notice a change in behavior all the time, but still nothing. From having that, my father passed away. We went to St. Lucia to live. During that time in St. Lucia, I think I reached in St. Lucia, I was 14 years old. During that time, the guy told me he liked me. You know, you're young, you're not really studying anything like that. Good. Boom. I'm pregnant. Say, God, didn't tell my mom anything because I know what's going to happen there. So it became a big issue. She decided that no, you're not having no child in this house. And yes, but the abuse continued, and she cursed and she hit, and she decided, you know what, we're going to get rid of this. I told her that's not going to happen. We come to Barbados, they get rid of it, and I said no. So child had to stay. All right. Okay. We decided to go back to St. Lucia. Had the child. And 15 years old, I realized that I would drink normally, but somehow I just liked it. And I would drink a beer or two. If I sad, I would drink. If I happy, I would drink. And it didn't really mean, like, it wasn't really anything. I would go out with my friends, come back. But I realized I had a lot of issues with my mom. Because, you know, that you drinking, she drinking. I have sisters and brothers, but they don't really drink. I have a sister that she would just smoke a little cigarette sometimes. Other sisters don't drink. I had another little sister, she didn't drink, she don't smoke. I have a brother that they don't really use any drug. But I used to be like, why is the only body that doing this all the time? But then it started to become worse and worse, and drinking all the time, and then drinking. Then I remember the first time I drank, and I decided that no, I ain't drinking, I ain't caring about nothing. I ain't caring about no work, I ain't going to no work, I good. I can stay and drink all the time until I get arrested for fighting. So they always say, well, it's only now I know that there's a sign of problems, having the issues of drinking, but I still didn't really play that in mind. I decided I was living in St. Lucia, had a real young son, wasn't working, and living in St. Lucia, I didn't have Barbadian. I have my papers, but remember, they didn't travel with my papers. So I had to come back to Barbados for the papers. Now, when I travel to Barbados for papers, I'm not drinking, I'm into prison with no papers. When I reach here looking for rum. So that's another issue too, going back to St. Lucia without the papers. So my mom would tell me like, what happened and this, and then she would curse, and you know, the hitting coming on again. So this time I was about 16 years old. 16 to 17, the drinking increased more. Still not playing any issue. And then tell my grandmother saying, you know something wrong, you can't be drinking like this all the time. You understand? You don't know what something is going to happen to you. It shall not happen to me, what? Alright, I decided to take heed a little, and I eased off for like 6 months. But then, for that 6 months, when I did start back drinking, it got even worse again. So, my family was like, we don't really know what to do with you. And in my head, it was like, you're just drinking, it's not anything. And then things start to happen that then I learned it was blackouts, that I would wake up places I don't know. Things happen to me I don't know. I would like wake up like, wait, where am I? How I get here? Don't know. And doing all of these things, I still wasn't taking heed. And to tell you the truth, it was, I don't know what was wrong, but it was a little difficult to not comprehend, or I wasn't really looking at it as anything was wrong. I was looking at it as, you're young, you're having fun, there's not nothing that was going on. Because my mother's drinking, nothing not wrong with that. But then I would say that my mother don't drink, like how I drinking? Because my mother could get up in the morning, cook, clean, do everything. But I wasn't doing any of those things. You know, I'm not even going to work, and I have a young child. I'm not even checking about the child because my mother is doing that too. And I think I'm aggravating her more too. So, 21 years, I decided, you know what? I came back to Barbados and live. And I think that was the biggest mistake I made. In a way, bad but good. Because when I came here, that was a whole heap of disaster. I came to live with my uncle. Things was good for a few months until, bam, started back again. Started drinking out of control, and my uncle started asking me, why you just drink so? Why you drink so? The people around the area saying, that young girl just come out here, how that girl just drink like that? I don't care what nobody say. At the end of the day, they didn't worry about that. I had a little job. I lost the job because of the drinking. Found another one. Lost that because of drinking. I tell anybody, it's easy to find a job, but this one you can do. You can, once you know to do it, and during that time too. So I was keep job just to lose the drinking. And I always found that it was their fault, not mine, their fault. Oh, what happened? Somebody have a little drink. All right. I remember I went to K Shepherd one day, and this girl just brushed me. I had a couple of drinks in my head, so we started to argue and get into a fight. I got arrested. Magistrate gave me $250 or a month. I had the money, but having the alcohol in me, I decided, well, I can spend the money. I giving them my money. While I was at the jail cell, while I was inside the police station getting transfer, the policeman told me, but you have the money, why you know just pay? I tell him, no, it worked hard for me when I'm not giving the government my money. He tell me use something else. And all that time, that money was supposed to send to St. Lucia for my son. But I didn't worry about that. I didn't even thinking about that because alcohol is still in my system. But it's going to wear off when I reach at the police station, at the Glenderry. I said, what in the hell is going on? Now I was like, how I get into this? But I have a friend of mine that know me, and they was looking for me because they couldn't find me. And I didn't tell anybody that morning I was going to court. So when they sent me up, nobody didn't know where I was. Everybody found around the area that I was missing. So when I did get a phone call, I called him and I told him I was up there. He couldn't pay the bill for me right away because it was crop over time, and I had to spend the next day until the bank holiday passed. And he came and paid, and I left. Now even leaving, I was so much in a hurry to leave there that I left my gold chain, everything up there. I just wanted to get from that place. And still, when I got out, I didn't take heed. Because as soon as he dropped me off, I went straight to the rum shop. So I can tell you that addiction really have a really strong set on people. Because although I was in there, I was saying I would never drink again if I get out. That's the first place I went when I did make it out. Still didn't thinking anything about addiction. I didn't think about addiction. I didn't think I had a problem. I was just having fun. I'm young. Okay. Next thing after that was went partying the night. We drank. This was the really serious one because drank that night was fine. Drank the next night was fine. Drank the night after that was fine. Fifth night, when I reached the fifth night, I realized that, you know something, during these nights I haven't slept. I haven't eaten anything. But still yet, continued. When I decided to stop, I had a shakes out this world. Then I realized that, wait, things crawling on me. I said, weird. Run, catch a bus, went to town, get a taxi, went to the hospital. When I reached at the hospital, doctor, they didn't have much people in casualty, so doctor told me, come in. When he took my blood pressure, the doctor ran, he come back, he tell me, how you alive? I tell him, what you mean? He tell me your blood pressure was so high that we don't know what to do with you right now. You bring me to a room quickly, and when I realized, I just see so many doctors. Okay. Still wasn't afraid at that time. All I was looking for while I was there is, at the hospital was, then give me whatever they have to give me so I can get out and go get another rum. So, when the doctor came back, he came with another gentleman that was much older. He explained to me that we're not going to let you leave because you have something that right now, if you drop to sleep, we're trying to keep you as much because you can slip into a coma. So we're not going to send you home. And I begged him to leave so I can go home because I want a rum to drink. Okay. Then another young doctor came and she talked to me. I would never forget her name, Natalie Crump. And she told me, please, don't leave. Even if we turn our backs for a moment, you look to me like you're going to run. So don't leave. You have something seriously wrong with you. I tell you, okay, I'm going to leave. Good. And seeing this doctor standing there telling me that and tears coming from her eyes, I realized something really wrong. Okay, I spent a couple of nights and they gave me medication and everything. The doctor told me when I came out after them couple of days, please do not go back and drink alcohol. This can kill you. You have a serious addiction. You need help. Okay. Do you understand? Yes. Left the hospital. Spent 6 months. I got a job. 6 months I didn't drink at all. And I cannot tell you how I started back. I just started. And what the doctor said to me didn't come back to my head at all. I just drink and drink and drink and drink until that same very sickness that was taking me again started to come back. When I went back to the hospital, when I saw that same doctor, I run. Because she told me if I come back in there with me and she. So when I saw her, I run. And the fella that went to the hospital with me tell me, what happened? I tell me, that woman tell me don't come back in here. So he tell me, man, you can't leave. I tell him, I tell me, so what you tell me, what you expect to do? I tell him, man, I ain't staying here with that woman get on real bad. Tell me you gotta stay, Vickie, because you real sick. He said, okay. Well, stayed. But all the time I stayed, she didn't see me. I get the medication and I left. Alright. I decided to go back to St. Lucia. When I went to St. Lucia now, picked back up the drinking more heavily over there, coming home, and a whole jeep ran over me, swinging the corner. Because it was in the middle of the road, he was trying to get away. So he's shifting the vehicle, and I'm shifting myself, and it didn't hit me, but it ran right, I on the ground, and the van was right over me. So people had to come away, because he was drinking, and I drinking, so nobody don't know who to blame. Good. So we had to wait to get somebody to reverse the van off of me. I went to the hospital and everything. And they tell me I'm fine, okay. There's my insurance and everything, but you know the same thing, trying to get to the hospital because I lived under rum. Because I grew up never thinking alcohol was a drug. Because my mother used to drink it. She had friends over at the house drinking. I will tell you, I grew up seeing say no to drugs. I've never seen say no to drugs with a rum bottle in it. I have seen cocaine, everything, not rum. So I always never thought rum was a drug. I never knew that. And it's later that I knew rum alcohol was a drug. I didn't know. And I think it was just something normal because everybody was doing it. Wherever you turn, everybody doing it. So it never registered with me that it was that kind of disease I had. Okay. And basically that went on and went on all the time. And I never knew that all of this I was doing to myself was because of pain and that I was going through, and I was suppressing it with alcohol. Things that hurting me, shame, guilt, and I was just suppressing it all the time. So anything you tell me, so like say I will pass on somebody say, you're not a girl, I don't hear the person, alcohol to just use for that. My mother would curse me and tell me, well, the pastor, you wouldn't get child at this age, you know, alcohol. And that went on and that could have cost me my life. And if it wasn't for Marina, I think I'll be still doing that. And that's where I get to that point in Marina to know what was really going on with me. And it wasn't for Marina, I don't think I would be alive today. During Corona was a time that was a really difficult time for me because, you know, you need to get something to drink and you can't get it. So sneaking around and getting it some certain places. So certain places you got it, I would buy it in bulks and hide it. So the constant stress of being inside all the time, because I would always stay in the house, but if you say I have any alcohol in me, I'm not going to stay in the house. Now, I started to drink and drink and drink and drink in the house and getting frustrated every day, the same scenario. Until one day when they lifted that you can go outside. That was the disaster because I woke up in the morning and I was hearing things in the house that wasn't there. And my child father was asking me, what you hearing, Vickie? What going on? And I would tell you, look that person up there. He tell me they got no body there. So I said, you know what? I left in the house. I left and I walked down the road. I walked as far as I was living in just a chauffeur in Black Rock there. I was living around there. So I walked as far as Black Rock Clinic to go to get a test for the corona. Which I don't know what I was doing. Alright. When I reached there, I collapsed. Because for all of them days I was drinking, I didn't eat anything. I collapsed on the ground. Some people lift me and a guy bought me a Sprite. Good. My child father come and tell me, let me go home. I tell him I don't hear anything from you, just go back. You say you ain't hearing what you're hearing, so you go where you're going. Then I walked from there and I walked all the way by the bus terminal in Bridgetown, Cheapside. I was sitting down for a long time. Still hearing these things, and it took me like till 10 o'clock to leave down there. And I walked back down the back road to come back. When you're coming back down the road, they had a lot of rain. Like I remember they had so much rain. And I decided to start taking off the clothes, wet clothes, and walking them until I reached by Kensington Oval. So when I reached there, I was sheltered a little bit. They had a car parked by Kensington Oval. I pulled it and it was open. I got in and I sat. When the rain cooled down, I looked around and I saw the gas station thing. So I went to it, but you know it locked and think it's closed for the corona time. I got a big boulder. Good. That time I about this size, and this size is about this. I felt the rock and I broke it. And I don't know, I cannot tell you how I fit through there. But I got in. Okay, I went through, I slid myself inside and took out some beers, took out cigarettes. I don't smoke, but I took out cigarettes. Slide back through with the beers and cigarettes and went in the vehicle and sit down. Smoking the cigarettes. I remember I was smoking the cigarettes, but I was asking the counselor about that and he told me he don't know why, but I don't smoke. So while I was in cigarettes, morning break, glass and everything break, and morning came out. And I had the cigarettes and I come out of the van and stand up in front of the gas station with the cigarette smoking. So you know, some people come in the gas station to start work and see the place break up and thing. So the man said, wait and call the police. And he walked on me. I said, no, walk on me, I'm going to kill you. Because this time, my head is not there because too much alcohol in my system. When I did get to psychiatry, they told me I had a psychotic break from the alcohol. So I didn't know what was going on. They called the police and I went back in the car and sit down. When the police reached, he came and stand up next to me while I was sitting down. I pushed my way up. He was telling the other police, I tried to keep she in the van because she's naked, but she wasn't staying in. So I pushed my way out and still come back on the road and stand up naked. And a few people passed, not much because, you know. And police van come, we start to scuffle. About 6 or 7 of them tried to get me in the van. They left. They put me in, bring me up. I tell you, I'm not sure is what police station they bring me. All I know, they bring me through a back way. They bring me inside to a cell. While I was sitting in the cell, they had a lot of people in the cell. But I was the only cell sitting naked. But everybody else in the cell. Okay. A fella was there. The fella decided to give me his shirt. Tell me, man, I can't believe these people got you in here sitting down, so they can't give something to cover yourself. I didn't study anything like that because my brain is still not. Police come outside now. He tell me, come, they want to fingerprint me and everything. I went with them. While I was there fingerprinting, they keep asking me my name, but somehow I kept telling them my name was Lucifer. So I don't know what was wrong because at that time I couldn't tell them what my name was, they said. And I keep saying the same thing over and over, Lucifer. So when the policeman come to take my hand up, I fly on him and we start scuffling. So all of them put together and hold me, and the head policeman said, we can't keep her here, something is wrong. We cannot keep her here. We have to carry her up psychiatric. So took me up psychiatric, and while I was in they bring me in a cell to stand up. While I was in cell, some doctors tried to come in, but each time they tried to come in, I tell them like I had this anger with me, like, if you come in here, I'm gonna kill you, so they wouldn't come. They would not come in. Every doctor that tried to come, they refused to come in when I keep telling them that. So they decided that what we're going to move her from here and bring her lower down on the inside. They took a whole set of them again to put me together to take me down there. When I reached there, all of them put me in a room. They put me together to turn me to give me an injection. And I started to feel drowsy and fell asleep. When I woke up, I was like 3 o'clock in the morning. I looked around, I was like, all that time I didn't know where I was. And I was in a cell. And I jerked my head and I said, wait, this is like black rock. I went back and sit down. So while I was sitting down, I would look up, I saw the camera, and I could hear the girls in the back talking. Next morning, say at about 6 o'clock, a nurse came in. She told me I can come in. I said, she's sure. She told me, what is your name? I tell her my name is Vickie. She told me, come and go with me, have a shower. I went to have a shower, she gave me some clothes, and I came back in the cell. Then doctor came and speak to me. Doctor tell me, you know how you get here? I tell she. Bits and pieces I can remember, but not all. Just flashbacks of some. I can remember when I get here, but not much after that what really happened. I remember, but it took me a little time to put everything together, but not at the same time. And she told me, you had what they call a psychotic break from the alcohol. You had so much alcohol in your system that your brain started to react to it. I tell her, wow. She tell me, yes. She tell me, did you remember anything you have done? I tell her, I can remember it was by a gas station. She tell me, do you know you broke into the gas station? I tell her, I say, I know it was inside, I don't remember if I break in. I tell her, well, if I inside the shut up, maybe I break in. She tell me, oh, okay. She left. She tell me, can I take some blood from you? I tell her, yes, sure. She did the blood test and she left. The other nurse came back and spoke to me. She told me the gentleman that owned the gas station came and he saw you. She told me, can you see? I tell him, sure. She told me, he said, looking at you, seeing you now, seeing you on the camera reacting the way you was, because apparently I was pulling everything down in the gas station, mashing up everything. Tell me, you look like two totally different people. You need some help. I'm not going to get you in any more trouble that you're already in. I'm going to help you. You need to get some help for yourself. So he left, and the same doctor came back. She told me, I asked you, so where can I get help? She told me, you want the help? Do you really want the help? I told her, yes. At this point, anything is possible from now. There's not anything else I can do. I don't know what else to do, because look at where I am. She told me, okay, I will get back. I'm coming back to you. She left, and like a few hours after she came back, she told me about Marina. She gave me some pamphlets to read, and I told her, okay. She told me, I will come back to you, you tell me what you want to do. She came back, I tell her, yes, I will go. She told me, are you sure? Because some people will wait till the van reach here and say they're not going. I said, she no, I'm going. If he see fit to not get me, because this is something I can take jail, and he is not doing that, and he offered me a chance to get sober, I need to take it. You understand? This is God telling me, Vickie, this is enough. And I took it. And that's how you end up at Marina. The morning, and the van came for me to go to Marina House. So, didn't know what to expect, but when I got there, the place is very beautiful, cut out. I met the guards, went in, and well, the first day, I got there a little late, so I didn't have time to meet most of the counselors. So the next morning, I went to bed, and the next morning, the counselor came. She introduced herself. She told me her name, and the process starts with mostly them getting to know you. Because the first day of training, when I reached there, they're trying to make you feel easy enough to speak to them. Because the process inside there, you have to know, you have to trust to speak about what's going on with you. Because for me, just meeting somebody and just telling them my life story I want to get through was a little difficult. So in rehab, they try to make you comfortable enough to talk to them. And it got easy enough. Yes, it wasn't the same day, but first time, and they're easy to talk to because they come and they talk to you, they spend time with you. They're very polite, they're very nice. Everybody, they have their role inside to tell you, everybody you come in contact with have a job to do up there for you. Now, one person is psychiatric, one person is your counselor. When you have a problem, you go and talk to she. She will come. You have group experiences. You meet with other ladies in the same drug. Some of them use some drugs different to you, but we're going through the same stuff. And you become like a family up there. Because at the end of the day, all of we going through the same things. I met a lot of beautiful ladies there when I was there. And we came together, we eat dinner together, we eat breakfast together, we have lunch together, we have games, we have art, we have counseling together. We talk about our experiences, what we're going through, what we went through. Each of us give each other advice about how we would have overcome certain things when we were using, what paths we went, what hardships we went through, because somebody had the same story as you, some worse, some better. But at the end of the day, all is the same thing. Because all of we are in the same place, and we went down a path that is not easy. And when you, and exactly when you reach rock bottom, you need others to help you come back up. So when people sharing their stories, make you like, wow, she did that, but I do that too. You understand? What you say? Why you know somebody would do that? Why do all of them things, and it helps you. You understand? When I went there, the best thing about being there for me was actually finding out what was causing me to drink. Because I was always wondering, well, yes, I like alcohol, I like drinking, but somebody can't like drinking to do these kind of things to themselves. So what is the cause of this? And sitting with this, the counsel and the psychiatric, and he was telling me, you need to let go of what is bothering you. And I had a lot of pain from my mother. Things that I went through with my mother that I don't think a child should go through with her mother. And when I let go and told him everything I had to tell him that I went through, he was amazing. He was like, you don't feel better? And actually he did. It was like a weight lifted off my, like I was holding that in my heart for so many years that when I opened up and let that go, it actually was, I could have breathed better. I found the experience was amazing, and from there the best thing he told me, yes, you cannot hold on to these things because this is what is making you sick. This is what you keeping you where you are. You have to learn to let go and forgive. And that was my process, learning to forgive my mother for a lot of things, learning to forgive myself for what I have done to myself. Okay? Because during the time of drinking and you studying that you've done this to your children, not taking care of your children, all of these things weigh on your heart, in your mind, and it just keep the disease where the disease wants you to be. That's what's going on. And when you are in Marina, you open up to all of these things because you're getting the help and they're showing you the way to go. Good. Now, I always believe that when I was drinking, that when I done come from in Marina, that I could drink still. I can come out and can handle the drink. No. I spent 3 months making that decision from the step one. I cannot control the alcohol. So it's controlling me. So I should know from today, these cannot ever have it again. And that was my main thing I focused on. Yes. That was my main focus. Because I always thinking, my brain always telling me, man, Vickie, you can handle that. Because you know you're strong, you can drink again. No, I had to focus on that. I had to make sure that I have to, because at the end of the day, I went in with a plan and I coming out with a plan. I need to take care of myself, my child, and I need to do the best I can. And the only way, with the only help is with Marina. And the process was good. It taught me how to have self-esteem. I didn't have any self-esteem. It taught me how to take care of myself, how to take care of my daughter, how to not give up, because the easiest thing for me is to run away from anything. And I was telling my counselor one day, I never stuck to anything. She told me, what? She told me, don't say that. I tell them, what do you mean? She told me, look, you have been in here for 9 months. And I didn't even think about that. And she told me, you start the process and your time is up, but you're still here. So don't say you never finish anything. You are finishing something. And she's saying that was the best thing I ever heard in a long time. So the experience was leaving now. I spent a year. I decided to spend a year, but then I left. And, you know, you don't have the same amount of support as when you were inside. But my focus was trying to remember everything they taught me. So number one is I had to take it one day at a time. Now, I was a little bit nervous about leaving, but I knew that in my heart that I had everything, not everything, but I just follow everything they taught me to do. Okay, my first thing was keep away from the places that selling alcohol. The friends that I had that used to drink, well, you try to keep the distance as much as you can. It wasn't easy because everybody that but you, they haven't seen you for so, oh my God, you look good, and yes, they up in your face and something you could take that same smelling alcohol and stuff. So that's not a really good thing. So, but you try to keep your distance as much. You don't go back to the same places as you was before. This was always a thing for me, going back places that I knew that I was get caught up with people that I used to drink with. So I would avoid these places like that. I would not, sometimes I would want something from a shop and I would go inside. But people that I know that really didn't want me to drink would see me outside. And she would tell me, you want something? And she would tell me what you want. And she would bring it for me. Because she knew what happened to me before. And she knew, I think she knew I was in rehab. And she would tell me, just say what you want, I can bring it. She wouldn't even allow me to come in. Good. Some other people still, and tell you, you gotta know how to say no, thank you, because at the end of the day, this is for you. So without the, well, not to say without it, because anytime, from the time I left, I had everybody's number. They give you their number in case you run into everything. And before you leave, you get a sponsor. Because while you are there, they take you to meetings. So you start getting that process from inside before you leave. They start showing you what you should be doing. So the main thing when you're leaving is to make sure you make meetings. So when I came out, my main thing was, don't matter what I was doing, I make my meetings. Because meetings help. Don't just, because some people come out and forget about the meetings and that's how they get dragged back into that. Some people, I personally would make my meetings. Even if I couldn't make it by feet, I would make it online. You understand? And that's one of the main things they keep focusing on when you are inside. While you are inside, they still let you watch meetings. Sometimes we used to be tired and want to go to bed. But the counselor is going to make sure. I remember one time I said that I ain't watching no more meetings and Alison came for me. But yeah, so I had to go to my meetings. Because you know, sometimes you're in there the whole day going back and forth to meetings and you get a little tired. Because this is an everyday thing. So sometimes your body get a little stressed. So you get angry and I say, you know, I can't meet this. I see my Alison car come in. So, okay. And that's one person you're going to really, you got some counselors that are going to push you, really push you. Yeah. So the experience is coming out, and it wasn't that difficult for me, but me and other people will be different, but you have the support when you come out, for sure. You have the support because I had a counselor calling me every day. How are you doing, Vickie? How are things? Why you not calling? Have you been writing up how your day going? Because sometimes they tell you plan your day. Have you been planning your days? Because they say sometimes the best way to plan your day is that you won't run into trouble. If you're going there, make sure you go there and come back. And sometimes I wasn't doing that, so I used to run into trouble. Not using, but they would fight. Sometimes if you leave, when you're inside the marina, they give you a LOA. So there's a leave of absence for the day. So you have to write down where you are going. Now, I have wandered away, which have gotten me into trouble. So for a week I couldn't go and visit the child. Because that's your punishment. So you have to be, and one thing about this, inside being a marina, you have to be honest with yourself. Because some people come in and say, man, I ain't that bad. And that's not the way. And that's why talking about your problems and talking about what you went through is what's going to help. Because when you decide to talk about it is when you realize that, yeah, that was real bad. So coming out was good and the experience was amazing. I learned a lot. And I would advise anybody have a family member that have any kind of drug problem to get help. Get the number, call, and you can always go up there and see if you, because they show you around the place and everything, and it works, especially if you really want the help. Because I really wanted the help, and that is why. And I strived towards something. And today, I know the happiest time is when I went and decided small things make you happy. I remember when I came up, my first happy thing, I went and opened a bank account. Okay, applying for my account, that was so happy. The last time I did anything with my daughter, she was a baby, and just taking her to the school for the first time, that was so happy. That was so much for me, such a big deal. Just taking her to school. You know how, I don't know, that was one of the happiest things. I never did that because I didn't care anything about that. I was looking for my rum. I would reach as close as the house to go visit her. And I meet the rum shop before the house. I'm not going by that house. I don't look for her anymore. The rum going to turn me back. So small little things like that used to make me so grateful. And today I am happy. And right now I'm striving to, I would like to open a little business cooking food because I like cooking. But it's taking a little stride with me because, you know, jobs nowadays is just a little difficult. So I still going through the process of seeing if I will get there, but I would like to open my own business for cooking. But you know, right now I'm happy where I am today, and I'll strive towards it Eventually, my higher power will help me get there. I am Vickie Leo. I am a recovering alcoholic. I am a mother, and I'm just another Bajan.